Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I will be doing a review of the Razer Black Widow CHROMA. This review will be divided into the physicality and appearance and functionality and usage. For each part I will talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the keyboard. Looking at the physicality and appearance, first thing I would like to say is that it looks and feels fantastic. The finish on the keyboard is very nice, and the light up options that it gives us is just wonderful. I think all the customization is also another great advantage, since it allows people to choose a lot of different effects, such as cycling through the different colors or just having a static color. The weight of the device is also perfect for my usage. It's very sturdy and it's very grippy on the table as well. Last thing I would like to say for the advantage is that the font choice is actually pretty unique. In the beginning I thought it was a bit childish, but looking at it now I think it definitely looks very awesome and looks very cool. Moving on to the disadvantages of the physicality and appearance, the light that comes from the keyboard can take some time to get used to, and some of the keys don't light up, especially the keyboard spacebar and the fin one doesn't light up. So if you're into sort of uniformity, then that might irk you. Bear in mind that these disadvantages are more just like observations, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Another thing physically that has to do with this keyboard is the placement of the macro keys on the left. Because I'm so used to having the control key way off on the left side of the keyboard, I often end up pressing M5 instead of the control when I want to say copy and paste or do something using the keyboard shortcut. So all that I have to do is that I have to get used to it, and eventually it should be okay. That just has to do with the fact that the keyboard is now a bit changed in terms of the alignment compared to a standard keyboard, so it's a bit shifted to the right, and that's why I often end up pressing M5. Moving on to the functionality and usage. The best thing about the functionality and usage is just the customizability. It is just insane how much you can customize using this keyboard and using the program Razer Snaps. There are so many things you can do, even just for the lighting. There are so many different things. You can control the pattern, you can control what type of rainbow it has, what color, the speed, how long it goes on for. It can double sometimes depending on what patterns you want. You can customize each key to do whatever function you want. If I really wanted to, I could turn the spacebar to launch some program every time. Obviously I won't do that, but that's just the amount of functionality that you can have. And what I ended up doing was changing the macro keys M1 to M5 to a lot of common programs or web pages that I have, and it makes it a lot more convenient when I first open my computer or when I use the computer. So there's just so much flexibility that you can have using this keyboard. Last thing I want to say before talking about the disadvantages is that this keyboard increased my max typing speed from 100 words per minute to 120 words per minute on average. So that's definitely wonderful, and I will continue to see if I can keep typing faster and faster. On to the disadvantages. Like I said before, these are just some things I noticed. For example, unless you're using Windows 8, you will need to install the program from the website to start customizing. And the program is really fruitful. It has a lot of options, but still you would need to install it first. You also need time to understand and use the keyboard to its full potential. There's a lot of potential in this keyboard, and there's a lot of work put into it. But if you really want to learn how to customize it to its full potential, you would have to spend a significant amount of time on it, and instead of just simply changing the effects and so forth. The last thing, or the second last thing, is that you need to sign up and register before using the Synapse program. So if you're those people that don't like giving out their email online, then that might be a problem. And the last thing that is bothering me the most is the fact that it takes a while for the Synapse program to launch. So right now my keyboard is set on this custom preset with all the colors and all the shortcuts. But when I turn on the computer at the first time, it has to wait maybe 1 to 2 minutes before the Synapse program takes over and sets it. So while the computer is booting, the keyboard is at its default. It just does a pulsing animation, and it needs a while before the Synapse program sets up, connects with the keyboard, and then puts it into the default profile. So I wish if there was anything I could make to do it a bit better, I wish that it would be able to launch the profile or launch that setting that I preset right away when I start the computer, instead of having to wait for the computer to load the program and then do it. Obviously, I'm not exactly sure how that will work, but that's one of the things I would like to see improve in this keyboard. I hope this video has been informative and gave you an idea of what the Razer Black Widow CHROMA has in store. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments and suggestions or any questions that you have below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.